Hi guys, how's it going? It's Olotom Cheki and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't know if this video is late, but what I know for sure is it is not too late because it is never too late to set your financial goals or any goals, and that's what we are going to do in this video. Setting goals is very important, and by the end of the video you will know why you need to set financial goals, how you can set them, and which financial goals to set. This happens year in, year out, and unfortunately, by the time the year ends, you could find that you did not achieve any of your financial goals. And most times it's because you were never really intentional, you were just in the hype of New Year resolutions. And sometimes it's not goals that fail, but systems. You need to put systems in place. You need to build systems that will help you achieve those goals, and that's what we're also going to discuss in this video. And talking about financial goals, guys, you are definitely in control. And if you ever feel like you are not in control, it's because you are not in control of your money, and that is why you're going to feel like you are not achieving your financial goals. Setting these goals is very essential because it provides direction, motivation, and a clear roadmap on how you're going to manage your money effectively. Without goals, it's easy for you to spend impulsively and not be able to track where your money is going. This happens because you are not in control of your money, and that is where the problem is. You lose sight of your money and it's all going to be gone, and you're going to have that moment at the end of the month where you ask yourself, where did my money go? What did I do with my money? But then the real question is, did you even care about where you want your money to go? Did you even care about your money to that extent? You need to have a clear roadmap of your money. This will help you prioritize what's important, whether it's saving for retirement, investing, paying off debt, or building wealth. Setting goals encourages better financial habits. It creates awareness of your spending and saving habits. And awareness is everything, especially in personal finance. You need to be able to pick when you're being impulsive, because impulsiveness will lead you to run your savings dry or to never even save it all and to resort to debt. And this will ruin your finances. And the uncertainty that comes with having your finances ruined can actually give you so much stress or lead you to anxiety. And honestly, I don't wish this on anyone. So having a plan and working towards your goals can give you a sense of control and a peace of mind. And life is unpredictable, and having these financial goals help you stay prepared for big milestones and emergencies. And goals like building an emergency funds and saving for retirement shows that you are ready for what's ahead. So now let's look at the financial goals you can set at any income level. Number one is building an emergency fund. This is where you actually save 3 to 6 months worth of your living expenses. And you know what? People who don't care about building an emergency fund are people that do not care about the future. And such people are always in messy financial situations. We need to learn to see ourselves in the future, and that will push us to start thinking of our future selves. So now, if tomorrow you encounter an unexpected expense or loss of income, what are you going to do? Get loans, whereas you could have saved for emergencies. Having money set aside can help you create a financial safety net, and knowing it's there can do wonders to your peace of mind. You need to create short-term money saving goals and practice saving money every week or every month. Put the money in a separate savings account, and soon enough you will see that you're actually making progress. And you can start small, or you need to start small. You don't need to have a huge lump sums of money or to be earning a high income for you to be able to put money into your emergencies. You can just put aside 5 or 10% of your income, and trust me, this will go a long way. Number two, it is to pay off debt. And I know there is a battle between saving and paying off debt, and it can be so confusing because which one do you prioritize, saving money or paying off debt? When it comes to debt, you need to ask yourself, what are the reasons why I even have this debt in the first place? And most times the debt that stresses people is bad debt, which was most probably incurred because there was no savings in the first place. So the best way is to save and pay debt at the same time. And I understand that you could be wanting to pay off debt because you want to be free, but it is not going to help you that you focus on paying off debt and then you neglect your savings, or you don't even have savings at all, because you are most likely to incur more debt because you want to cover something that needs your attention right now, that is an emergency, and you don't have any savings. So pay the minimum debt repayment and save as much as you can. And if you have the privilege of earning extra money, put it all into your debt so that you can pay them off quickly. Being too indebted can cause you so much stress, so you need to get that out of the way as quickly as possible. And you can use strategies like debt snowball, where you focus on the smallest balances, and debt avalanche, where you get out of the way debt with the highest interest rate. Number three is to create a budget. We talk about this all the time, and honestly, you are never going to manage your money well if you do not have a budget in place. A budget will help you to track and manage every cent you get, and it will help you stay organized, ensure that you live within your means, because a budget will tell you where your money must go and how much. You need to have it in place because it is going to keep you grounded. Number 4, you need to save for retirement. I was watching this video and the guy said if you are in your 50s, you don't have any savings and investments, you are way too late. And you know what? Facts. Like I said, we need to think of our future selves. Imagine you're 65, retired, and you don't have any income. We need to develop this desire to retire comfortably. Because imagine having to work at 70 simply because you don't have any savings for retirement, whereas you were working your whole life. Retirement is not talked about enough, and it is something that is very much important. So we really need to think of retiring comfortably, and the sooner you start preparing for it, the better. And also, you need to consider how much you're going to need to retire comfortably, and you need to factor in allocation, because that is going to tell you how much you are going to need. Because if you're now going to retire in a place where the cost of living is way too high, for example a city, like you want to retire in a city, you need to factor in how is the cost of living here, how much will I need to pay for rent, how much is, like, all of those kind of things. So allocation is the number one thing that you need to consider when you think of retirement, and then followed by calculating how much you're going to need to retire comfortably. For example, looking at how much you are incurring right now, you have rent money, you have food money, and all the other stuff. Obviously, when you are 65, your expenses are way less, right? You only care about where you stay and if you are eating. So the best thing you could think of is, will I need to build a house? Where am I going to build a house? Because imagine you're 65 and you're still paying rent. No, like, you could just, dedicate to building a house, knowing that the only thing you're going to worry about is the money for food and maybe transport money to be able to go somewhere and meet people. Then maybe you'll have to buy a car that you can rely on. So these are the things that you need to think of when retirement pops in your mind, as to where am I going to retire? How much is it going to cost me to retire comfortably? How much will I need every month to live comfortably? And if you have a pension fund, then you are good. But for those that don't have a pension fund, I highly suggest that you need to save for retirement before it's too late. Number 5, you need to increase your income. The truth is, you are never going to build wealth without an income, because with what money are you going to save, invest, and save for retirement? We need to be realistic. So go get an income. If you already have an income, look to boost your income by maybe 5 to 10%. And if you wonder how you're going to do this, look for a high-paying job. Learn a skill. Look at the side hustles that you can start, and the information is out there. So much information. There are videos on YouTube where people talk about the side hustles that you can get into. You can go watch those videos and choose the one that you see it fit for yourself and is not going to stretch you too much, right? So look to start earning an income or increase your income. Remember, having more money can accelerate your financial goals. Number 6, you need to invest regularly. You need to be consistent with investing. And on this one, I talk about investing in shares, investing in the stock market. Listen, you don't need a whole lot of money to start investing in the stock market. It doesn't matter how much of your income is, for as long as you have some money left at the end of the month after paying all your bills, you can take that money and put it into the stock market. It doesn't matter how much it is. And even small amounts, guys, over time, they do make a difference, because compounding gets to work in your favor. So the earlier you start investing, the better, and you need to be consistent at it. And this is what we call dollar cost averaging or rent cost averaging. This is where you invest every week, every month. You don't need to have a lump sum of money where you're going to say, once I have 10,000, I'm going to start investing, or once I have this much, I'm going to start investing. No. Even if you have 100 rands, you can start investing with 100 rands. And investing builds wealth and beat inflation. And the key is to beat inflation, because if you're just going to be honest, guys, we live in South Africa and inflation is a bit high. Things get more expensive each time. So if you are just okay with having your money I don't know where you're putting it, or do you even have savings? I have no idea. But imagine you just have money and you don't care about growing it, but every single month you see that you are no longer affording the things that you afforded every month. This month you could find that you spent 1.5 on groceries, buying the very same things that you bought last month at 1.3 or 1.4. So you need to care about those things. And sometimes you just feel like, oh no, it's just 100 rands or 200. But imagine how that inconveniences you. So you need to think of beating inflation, because when you think of beating inflation, you then think of affording in life, and investing actually can help you with that and can help you build wealth. You don't have to worry about how much inflation is going to be in the future, for as long as you know that you are investing now, and in the near future or after however long that is, you know that your money is going to double, or you're going to have this much, and you will be able to afford the things that you afford today. Number 7, you need to improve your financial knowledge. Read at least one book, take a course, watch personal finance podcast. Like I've said, information is out there. Or you can even subscribe to my channel, because it's a personal finance channel. So if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to learn more about personal finance. Number 8, you need to plan for big expenses. You need to have a specific goal. Is it taking a vacation every year, buying a house, or buying a car? But you need to have a specific goal that you work towards. Break that expense into manageable monthly savings target, considering how much your purchase is going to cost. This prevents reliance on credit and keeps you financially prepared. And we have Black Friday, which is the perfect time to make your big purchases. So you can actually wait until then, while saving money in the meantime, to avoid breaking your bank and resorting to debt. Number 9, you need to focus on your health. Remember, health is wealth. So you need to look at ways in which you're going to save on health-related costs. Get a medical aid or a medical insurance if you don't have one. Invest in preventative care, exercise, and start eating healthy. Staying healthy reduces medical bills and increases productivity. If now we say you need to boost your income and you need to have a side hustle, if you are not healthy, how are you going to do all of those things? And if you are not healthy also, how are you going to achieve your other financial goals? So we need to prioritize our health. So now let's look at how to set effective financial goals and create a personalized plan that works for your life and income. Number 1, you need to define what matters to you. You need to ask yourself, what do I want to achieve and what exactly do I value? If you value security, you then need to focus on building an emergency funds. If you value experiences, you then need to invest in traveling. If it's growth, you then need to look to invest. And all of this will give you the direction that you need to take and how to sort out your finances to make sure that you achieve your goals. For example, looking at you want to achieve, is it short term, medium term, or long term? If it's short term, you can say by the end of 6 months, I need to have 6,000 rands in my emergency funds, and you can start saving 1,000 rands each month. If it's mid-term, you could say, I want to pay off this credit card or this loan in 2 years. And if it's long-term, you can then decide to maybe save 100,000 to put as a deposit into your home or a car. Number 2, you need to use the SMART goal framework. You need to make your goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For specific, you define the goal. You don't just say, I want to save money. You say, I need to save 5,000 rands. And for measurable, you need to track your progress. Did you save the 5,000 rands last month? Are you saving it again this month? For achievable, you need to set realistic goals based on your income. You cannot just decide that you're going to save 5,000 rands whereas you earn 7,000. That is not realistic. So you need to look at your income and see how much you are left with after prioritizing the most important bills. For relevant, you need to ensure that your goals align with what you value. You cannot just make traveling a goal whereas you don't even value traveling, whereas your lifestyle is not even about that. And for time bound, you need to attach a timeline. If you just say, no, I want to save 5,000 rands, or are you going to save it for the rest of your life? That is the question. So put a time to it to say, by the end of 2 years, I need to have this much, and this is how much I need to save every month to have that amount of money. Number 3, you need to break your goals into small steps. Setting big goals can be overwhelming, but breaking them down into smaller tasks can make you feel that it's possible to achieve your goals. If your goal is to save 10,000, don't just wait for when you're going to receive an income of 10,000, because you might not. So you need to break that 10,000 down. Look at how much you'll need to save every month to have 10,000 by the end of the year. Number 4, you need to prioritize your goals. Focusing on too many goals at once can dilute your efforts. You need to rank your goals according to urgency and importance. What should be a priority is building an emergency funds or paying off debt. You cannot put traveling above everything else, especially if you don't have them in check. If you still have not built up emergency funds or you still have debt that you need to pay, you cannot prioritize traveling. So rank your goals according to urgency and importance. Number 5, you need to automate your progress. Do not wait after spending to save. That never works. It never works. So what you need to do is you need to say, this is how much I am able to save every month, and the minute your income hits your bank account, take that money out or set up a debit order that you don't even need to think about it. As soon as that money hits your bank account, immediately it leaves your bank account. Number 6, you need to adjust your budget to support your goals. You cannot have subscriptions at the top of your budget and do not have building an emergency or paying off debt as the top items in your budget. That is not how it works. If you have so many subscriptions and memberships that you don't even use, some you even have them, you are not even aware that you don't use them, cancel them and prioritize building an emergency funds or paying off debt. Number 7, you need to celebrate your milestones. Life is hard and we try so hard, to keep our finances in check. So once you hit that number that you've always wanted to hit in your savings or in your investments, take yourself out for dinner, a lunch date, or a movie, or buy yourself an expensive item, but celebrate your milestones. Recognize your efforts, because if you don't, nobody's going to. Remember, the goal is to build wealth, and this requires discipline. But first and foremost, it requires you to have financial goals. So I really hope that this video helped you, and if you do not have any financial goals set, you are going to set them. And if you did set them and you realize that, oh, you did not have this one, then you can just go at it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.